Three teenagers, two of them aged just 14, have been sentenced to a total of 26 years for the murder of a homeless man. Kevin Bennett was attacked for a dare and died later in hospital. He was sleeping rough outside a supermarket in the Walton area of Liverpool last August. Ed Thomas is there for us this evening. Ed.
Yes, George, this is the place Kevin Bennett thought he'd be safe for the night. He used heaters behind this cage to try to keep warm. He'd been drinking heavily and would have had no idea who was attacking him, and no idea that two of those attackers were just 14 years old. Three teenagers, now convicted murderers. Simon Evans on the left and Brandon Doran in the middle are just 14. The eldest on the right, 17-year-old Connor Doran. But all old enough to kill in what the judge said was a sad reflection on society. The assault happened here last August, a supermarket doorway providing shelter for Kevin Bennett. He was homeless and looking for somewhere to sleep until all three teenagers attacked him, not once but twice. Today, police said although brutal, it was unusual.
It's not common that children will be involved in brutal attacks of this kind, and this case is unusual. I would hope that we wouldn't see violence of this nature again, and certainly not the ages of the boys involved.
On the night of the assault, CCTV showed all three checking their clothing before going back for a second attack on Kevin Bennett. His mother, Linda Doran, was also jailed for providing a false alibi. The judge said all of her four sons were now in prison, three convicted of murder. He said she was a pathetic and tragic character who is either unwilling or unable to shoulder the responsibility of motherhood. Any reaction to what the judge said about the parenting?
Yeah, I thought he was a disgrace myself.
This was the reaction from Linda Doran's family and friends. But Mr. Doran, what about the judge said about the two boys and the environment they were brought up in?
Yeah, maybe he was, I don't know.
Was he right? After the attack, Kevin Bennett spent 6 days in hospital before losing his fight for life.
Devastated, aren't we?
His cousin Angela Connaty was with him every day.
Just seeing his injuries was enough, do you know what I mean? To think that two 14-year-olds and 16-year-old could do that to him. He was just unrecognisable when I first went to the hospital to see him.
The judge said Connor Doran acted as the pack leader. He was given a minimum sentence of 12 years. But all three were warned they might never be released if they still pose a threat to society. Ed Thomas, BBC News, Liverpool.